No food allowed for 5 days. Aliens starve while human forages galactic weeds safely. The trial was brutal in its simplicity. 5 days on an uncharted planet. No external food, no rations, no assistance, no tools beyond your own hands. Survive, endure, adapt. That was the mandate handed down by the Galactic Concord. On the surface, it was a test of biological and mental resilience, designed to measure which species could withstand isolation and deprivation in an alien environment. In reality, it was a political theater, a stage for the proud, the arrogant, and the desperate to prove their species' superiority. 17 species volunteered, from the towering, furred Borr-Gash with their massive frames and brute strength, to the sleek amphibious Lithari whose translucent skins shimmered with internal moisture reserves, to the chitin-armored Zhett, insectoid and precise. They all came confident in their evolutionary advantages. And then there was the human. One human, Corporal Eric Hale, Terran Union Navy, chosen or perhaps volunteered, for reasons that remained deliberately vague. The others sneered as he boarded the dropship. His frame was wiry, lacking the bulk of the Borr-Gash or the hardened plates of the Zhett. His smooth skin lacked scales, fur, or natural armor. To them, he was a frail, hairless primate from a fringe death world, a species known more for reckless aggression than true endurance. But in the shadows of the council chambers, among the cold-eyed diplomats and military tacticians, there were whispers, rumors of human adaptability, of a species that thrived where others perished, of creatures who didn't simply survive hostile environments. They conquered them. The planet designated 9XE was chosen carefully. Barren, sparse atmosphere, rocky terrain, and a biosphere of hardy, barely cataloged flora. No large fauna, no obvious food sources, the perfect crucible. The Concord provided no tools, no water, no nutrients. Only a simple warning: survive 5 days. No more, no less. The participants were dropped at equidistant coordinates across the southern hemisphere, isolated, watched by orbital drones, their vitals tracked in real time by an anxious assembly of scientists, strategists, and politicians. Day 1 was uneventful. The Borr-Gash built crude shelters from stone. The Lithari sought moisture pockets in the terrain. The Zhett burrowed into the rock, minimizing metabolic output. And the human? He wandered. Camera feeds showed Eric Hale moving with unsettling calm across the jagged landscape, examining clusters of dark, vine-like growths that clung stubbornly to the basalt ridges. He plucked their luminescent pods, crushed them between calloused fingers, sniffed, tasted. The observation deck erupted in alarm. The flora was untested, potentially toxic. The planetary data classified the vegetation as non-consumable, likely dangerous. But Hale ate. Day 2 arrived. The first signs of strain appeared among the competitors. The Borr-Gash, despite their immense frames, showed metabolic decline. Their size demanded constant caloric intake, and 9XE offered none. The Lithari's hydration reserves dwindled under the planet's weak sun. Even the efficient Zhett began exhibiting lethargy. But Hale? He foraged. He chewed fibrous stalks, sucked moisture from vine nodes, brewed a crude tea from the crushed leaves. His hydration levels stabilized. His nutrient intake, while minimal, remained sufficient. He constructed a makeshift shelter woven from the same alien vines the others dismissed as worthless weeds. The council erupted in debate. Accusations of cheating filled the airwaves. The Terran representative, Admiral Reyes, sat in stoic silence, her expression unreadable. "Your human violates the protocol," hissed the Zhett ambassador, mandibles clicking in outrage. "Those plants are untested. Consumption is reckless, dangerous, yet effective," Reyes replied coolly, eyes sharp as a blade. "The rules forbid external resources, not initiative." The scientists scrambled to analyze the plant samples. Toxins? Negligible. Nutritional content? Low but bioavailable. Trace carbohydrates? Essential minerals? Water reservoirs locked within the vines. A subtle survival mechanism evolved by the flora against planetary drought. To the Concord species, they were inedible weeds. To a human from Earth, they were breakfast. Day 3 arrived. The Borr-Gash collapsed, their immense bodies buckling under the strain of starvation. The Lithari, once glistening, now lay limp, their translucent skin cracking with dehydration. The Zhett entered a state of metabolic shutdown, burrowed deep, conserving what little energy remained. And the human? He ate more vines, more pods, methodically prepared and consumed. His hydration levels remained steady. His vitals, annoyingly stable. Footage showed him crafting rudimentary tools, simple digging implements, a woven basket of vines filled with foraged resources. He moved with the casual, quiet efficiency of someone utterly at home in a hostile world. Day 4 broke the facade entirely. Emergency medical drones extracted 3 species in critical condition. Others lay near death, conscious but skeletal, their bodies failing. The observation deck fell silent as they watched Eric Hale, seated by a small fire, roasting vine pods over the embers, chewing thoughtfully, gaze sharp and relaxed. Impossible, spat the Borr-Gash envoy, his gaunt frame trembling from hunger and humiliation. He should be dead. Or perhaps your definition of impossible is flawed, Reyes answered, voice like ice cracking under pressure. By the final day, only 2 participants remained upright. Kyrix of the Zhett, frail and visibly deteriorating but clinging to life. And Eric Hale, lean, weathered, but calm and vital. The extraction vessels descended. The trial was over. 17 entered. 2 walked out under their own power. 1, thriving. 1, barely standing. The others, stretcher-bound, comatose, or worse. In the council chambers, the footage played on endless loop. Hale plucking vines, tasting, testing, preparing. A terrifying display of human defiance in the face of alien wilderness. The scientific reports confirmed the inevitable. No external resources, no technological aid. Just human biology and an unsettling amount of ecological instinct. The Borr-Gash envoy accused the Terrans of sabotage. The Lithari demanded disqualification. The Zhett, more observant, remained silent, their dark compound eyes fixed on the human data. Reyes allowed the outcry to simmer before rising, her voice cutting through the chamber like a surgical blade. You wanted a test of survival, she said. You designed it for deprivation, for fear, for failure. You thought your species, engineered for strength, endurance, or metabolic efficiency, would dominate. But you forgot that survival isn't about brute strength. It isn't about moisture retention or chitin armor. She gestured toward the looping footage. Hale chewing on vines, building, thriving. It's about adaptability. It's about seeing weeds and asking how they can be useful. It's about hunger not as a death sentence, but as a puzzle to solve. And humans, she smiled then, slow and sharp. We solve puzzles. The Borr-Gash ambassador growled. Foolish risk. He could have died. Hale, now standing behind Reyes, chuckled quietly. Everything on Earth is a risk. Eating the wrong berry, drinking the wrong water, stepping on the wrong insect. But we learned. We always learn. The room quieted. Beneath fur, scale, chitin, and translucent skin, unease rippled. They had designed the trial to expose weakness. Instead, they had unveiled something far more dangerous. Not brute force, not reckless bravado, but quiet, methodical human resilience. The weeds weren't weeds to Hale. They were opportunity. The unknown wasn't terrifying. It was breakfast waiting to be figured out. The Concord revised their evaluation parameters that day. But it was too late. The message had already spread across the stars. You can starve a Borr-Gash. You can dehydrate a Lithari. You can outlast a Zhett. But a human? You can drop them on a barren, alien world with nothing but their hands. And if there's even a whisper of life there, they'll find a way to eat it. And they'll smile while they do.